خيامية summer. So this is the reader that we have for this term, and this story is about a girl called Zainab and her grandfather who works as a tent maker. Her grandfather works in a street called the Khayamiyya Street, and this street is named after the job of the people who work there. So the street of Al-Khayamiyya is named after the job of tent making. And now we're going to see the story of Zainab and her grandfather, the tent maker. Zainab was bored. It was the second week of the summer holiday. Zainab said, "Let's go visit Grandpa." Her mother said, "Yes, he's sad at the moment. I think you can help him." So now we can see Zainab and her mother, they are talking to each other, and Zainab is feeling very bored because it's the second week of her summer holiday and she wants something more interesting to do. So she asked her mom to go and visit her grandfather, and of course her mother didn't mind, and she thought that maybe Zainab could help her grandfather because her grandfather is sad in this time. So we don't know why her father is sad, and now we're gonna see why the grandfather is sad. Zainab got off the train. There was her grandfather and grandmother. Her grandparents were very pleased to see her. So now we can see Zainab's grandfather and grandmother, they are waiting for her and her mom in the train station, and they were very pleased to see her. So what's the meaning of the word pleased? So the word pleased means happy. So the grandparents were very happy because they saw Zainab. After tea, Grandpa said, "My eyes are not very good now. It's difficult to work. I can't see to sew. I think I will have to stop making things." Grandpa was one of the best tent makers. He was one of the best artisans in Khayamiyya Street. Zainab said, "Oh no, you can't stop. You make such beautiful things." So now here we can see the family after lunch and after taking tea, they started to talk to each other, and their grandfather started to tell them that he couldn't work because he couldn't see well by his eyes, and as a tent maker, the grandfather was one of the best artisan in Khayamiyya Street. So what is the meaning of the word artisan? An artisan is a person who practices a handicraft or a manual work. So the artisan is a person who uses his hand while working. Okay, he doesn't use any machines. So the grandfather is one of the best artisans in Khayamiyya Street. And when Zainab heard that he couldn't work anymore, she was very surprised and very sad and asked him not to stop working because he makes very beautiful things. But as a tent maker, he can't see to sew. So what the meaning of the word sew, Junior 4? So it's to fasten pieces of cloth using a needle or thread. So this is his work as a tent maker. He collects pieces and fasten them with using needle and thread, and this action is called sewing. Okay, so his eyes are not good to do this work again. Zainab and her grandfather visited the shop. Zainab said, "Oh look, I love this big picture with all the flowers. Did you make it, Grandpa?" "Yes, it took me nearly 4 months. It's made of thousands and thousands of small stitches. I measured and cut all the pieces by hand," said Grandpa. "All by hand? That's amazing." So now we can see Zainab and her grandfather, they visited his shop in Khayamiyya Street, and Zainab was very amazed by what she had seen, and she asked her grandfather if he made all of these or not, and he told her yes, he made these pictures, and Zainab was very amazed and was in love with the picture with the flowers. And her grandfather told her that it took from him about 4 months to do it. Okay, so how can a painting Junior 4 take 4 months to be done? Because it's made of thousands and thousands of small stitches. So do you know what the meaning of the word stitches? Stitches is the in and out movement using another. So when we sew Junior 4, we make an in and out movement with the needle. So this is the meaning of stitches. So this picture took from the grandfather thousands and thousands of small stitches. He measured and cut all these pieces by his hands. So as we said, he is an artisan and he is a tent maker and he uses his hands. He works manually using his hands. He doesn't use any kind of machines while sewing. What's your favorite design, Grandpa? Asked Zainab. I like sewing lotus flower and geometric patterns best. And I also like sewing birds. I used my best stitches on the patterns, but my eyes are not good now. It is sad for me. I wish I could sew and help you, said Zainab. Her grandfather smiled. I can teach you. Do you want to learn? Oh yes, please, said Zainab. So now Zainab asked her grandfather about his best pictures or his best designs, and he told her that he liked sewing lotus flower, geometric patterns, and sewing birds. So what is the meaning of the word geometric patterns? What are geometric patterns, Junior 4? Geometric patterns are a collection of shapes like circles, triangles, rectangles to create a design. So he used these geometric patterns in his tent making. Okay, so the geometric patterns are like this. And the grandfather best pictures are lotus flowers, geometric patterns, and sewing birds. But after telling her his best pictures, he told her that he couldn't sew anymore because of his eyes and he couldn't see well by his eyes, and Zainab wished that she could sew to help him in his work. And when the grandfather heard this, he smiled and told her, I can teach you. Do you want to learn? So he asked Zainab if she want to learn sewing, and she said yes please, and she was very interested and enthusiastic. Zainab asked, how did you learn to sew, Grandpa? My father taught me. When I was a child, I wanted to be an engineer or a teacher, but I changed my mind. My father taught me to sew. My grandfather taught my father before that. I became a khayamiya artisan and I love my job, answered Grandpa. Zainab said, you design and measure the patterns. You choose the colors. I think you are an engineer, an artist, and good at math. And now you are my teacher too. So now we can see Zainab and her grandfather. She's asking him how did he learn to sew and how he became a khayamiya artisan, and he told her that his father taught him and her grandfather also taught his father before. So this is a job of the family. And when he was a child, he had a dream to be an engineer or a teacher, but after that he changed his own mind. So what is the meaning of change his mind? When someone changed his mind, Junior 4, he changed his own decision. So when he became a khayamiya artisan, he started to love his job. So the grandfather didn't hate his job. He always loved his job as a tent maker. And Zainab told him that because he designed and measured the patterns and chose the colors, she see him as an engineer and as an artist and as a good person at math. And now he is also her teacher too because he taught her how to sew. Zainab said, Grandpa, I have an idea. My friends are very clever. I think they want to learn about Khayamiya too. Rasha is great at math and working out problems. Lubna invents things all the time and has good ideas. Doha makes amazing art and Angie can help you show us all how to sew. She makes beautiful things. Let's call them. So now Zainab is telling her grandfather that her friends also may want to learn about sewing, and she started to tell him about her friends and each one of them abilities and how can her friend help her grandfather. So she asked him to call them now to tell them about the Khayamiya art. Zainab's friends arrived. We are here. Let's learn something new. Grandfather said, Welcome girls. Thank you for coming. We make the patterns with 3 layers of cotton and put them together like this. So now Zainab's friends arrived to the shop and they were very happy and they said that they want to learn something new. Them and he very happy because they came to his shop and he started to tell them how he make the patterns, and he told them that we make the patterns with 3 layers of cotton and put them together like this. So how the grandfather made the pattern Junior 4? He made the patterns with 3 layers of cotton. So what's the meaning of the word layers? When we make layers Junior 4, we put many pieces of the same thing together or above each other. When your mom make a cake, she put many layers of cakes above each other. Okay, so the cake, for example, is made of 3 layers like this. So this is the meaning of the word layer. So the patterns are made with 3 layers of cotton and put them together. Grandfather said, Zainab, you have such clever friends. What a good idea. Rasha answered, we like learning new things and we have a great teacher. So now the grandfather is very happy from Zainab's friends, and he told her that they are very clever and it was very good idea to bring them to the shop and to learn how to sew. And Rasha answered the grandfather and told him that they like learning new things and the grandfather is a great teacher. Other people come to watch. They said, that looks fun, can we try? Zainab's grandfather said, welcome, come and join us. Grandpa said, Zainab, look at all these people. They all want to learn about Khayamiya. I'm so happy. So now Junior 4, we can see the grandfather is very happy because there were more people who saw Zainab friends learning how to sew, and when they saw them, they asked the grandfather to learn too, or they may try, and grandfather was very happy. Can you remember in the very beginning of the story, Junior 4, the grandfather was very sad because he couldn't work because his eyes are not good now, but now we can see the grandfather is very happy. Zainab said, lots more people want to learn too. People in many places all around Egypt want you to teach them. Khayamiya school is traveling all summer. Next we are going to Ismailia, then Tanta and Marsa Matruh. What a wonderful summer holiday. Thank you, Grandpa. Grandpa laughed. No, thank you, Zainab. So now we can see in this picture, welcome to the Khayamiya school. So now grandfather and Zainab decided to make a school for the Khayamiya art, and many people wanted to be taught how to sew. And now they travel all around Egypt, and their next step is going to Ismailia, Tanta, and then Marsa Matruh. And now Zainab said it's a wonderful summer holiday. So if you remember in the very beginning of the story, in Zainab's holiday, she was very poor in the beginning, but now it was a wonderful summer for her. And she thanked her grandfather because he gave her the chance for this wonderful summer holiday. But the grandfather laughed and he thanked her because she is the reason of being happy. So now we can see the grandfather and Zainab, both of them are very happy.